I did
there
hear
are
that.
snags in there, but they're not mentioning them out. That's all. It's just a case of getting your subbies on it. That's Barry and James.
Yes, yeah,
James is saying there.
Yeah.
And these are probably the snags with the open. So yeah,
we're definitely on the journey.
This dashboard, once you start playing about with it and also pivot it, I think you're looking at your dashboards, you want to see everything by plot. So this tab will probably be your most effective, because you can start just seeing, oh, what forms have been forwarded to the QS. You can literally just go down that column and, oh, there we go. Like you were saying before, you want to click on the 2, and then your 2 forms show here just once you clicked on that. We'll take, oh, here we go, just whirling away. And those 2 forms, you can then click straight into that form and be doing a lot of your management purely from this sort of mission control dashboard. But yeah, it's just
that is only something that we've recently introduced, isn't it, for the goods received sheet that the guys started doing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think what we probably are unaware of is the navigation of that dashboard. I think that's the bit Dave and I maybe are not quite okay with, because it clearly does more than we appreciate that it does.
It's like a bike, the more you ride it, the easier it gets, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's right, Dave, and that's why I keep saying we need to bring it up in project reviews. Trouble is, a big plenty for you, it's a big plenty for me, because we're not really okay with it. I think, are we?
No. Well, one of our staff, and he's only an assistant level supervisor, bless him. Chris, he's heavily into this. He even used his own phone because we've got these tablets that are a little bit clunky, the Samsung. And he's really into this. I mean, the amount of forms he was trying, I think he had about 200 and something opened, and he's trying to get it all working. He really does get into it, which is good, because I've got staff doing that. They're invested, aren't they? So it's just getting all of them to be invested.
That's right. And the riding of the bike metaphor is a good one, because walking is fine, but initially while you're learning to ride the bike, you fall off, and it is slower for a time than if you just walked next to the bike. But eventually, once you've got pedaling, it's so much quicker. You never look back and you don't walk anywhere after that type of job. So
yeah, get an electric bike.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And it's it's a dashboard. It's kind of the electric battery, so that data is like really speeding everything up. So yeah, it's just jumping on it and freewheeling after that. But so yeah, I think the snagging one we tick off just naturally for you. So have a poke around. Don't have to develop anything for that one, I don't think. And then you're saying that this last one, you've got a new form, a way of basically sort of appraising the subcontractors. Is that the case?
We update it in our monthly reviews.
It's a very simple form. I'll show you now, James, and then you can put your screen back up again. So it's really not rocket science. It's just a case of, can you see that? Yeah. Just in the name of it's just sorry, if I click edit. So it's just a list of contractors down the side, and then we score them according to this matrix. And if they score well, it goes green. If they score poorly, it goes red, or amber, as the case may be, and then gives me an average score across the top. Now, at the moment, we're doing this in an Excel spreadsheet on our shared drive system. So I've got a series of tabs across the bottom here, which denote the times when we've done the scoring, and there's a front sheet then which gives me the average score of all the contractors that have been had information put in it. But I thought, this is bloody archaic as well, isn't it? If I digitize this form, your system could be doing all our work now for us, and it would be live. And it's another opportunity for us in a project review to go into our drive and do more work in our drive, so the guys are it's been pushed down their throats again, So Dave's digitizing this for us at the moment. I don't know whether Natalie has said to Dave Fox, to be honest with Dave Morris, whether she's aware that these are kind of coded, so they conditionally formatted, James, to do the color coordination. But what I'd like to do is to just produce a form every time we have a project review, and then in the dashboard it just gives me the list of subbies and what their scores are over a date picker, I was thinking.
Yeah, so yeah, the only bit of that we can do all the calculations, everything. We can't actually do the conditional editing of the colours, unfortunately. But yeah, we can do everything else, total up and average, things like that. So to the form side, from our point of view, that's absolutely fine. It's the data input. If I just steal back the camera then and the screen. So you'd be looking at, if you did one of these on, say, the 14th of this month. Bigger than that. There we go. It would pull in the average for Joe Blogs from that form, rather than, you don't need to know on here what their environmental score was and their.
Well, that was just to be the average score, and ideally, again, it would be nice if I could to click on it and it take me into the form.
Yeah, so that's right. So this will always be, so it might be that Joe Blogs and you then got ABC contractors, you've got DEF contractors and GJH contractors. So it might be that on the 14th of April, you recorded Joe Blogs, this guy at 2.3, but ABC wasn't actually on site at that point. So that would just be a blank for them. But now they are on site and you did one on today's date. It might be that all 3 of them have a record, yeah?
The average over the average would appear then on the right-hand side. What I'm looking for, to be honest with James, and I wouldn't pick a month period on this, it'd probably be a 6-month period. So I want to see if the trend is contractors are getting better or getting worse or staying the same. So it's looking for a trend in performance more than anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, this would be the table at the top, and then below this, we could actually show the trends of the different contractors. A coloured line for each one, and you could very quickly go, "Oh, why is this guy? He's getting worse," whereas all the others are upwards.
Yeah, if you can't conditionally format the cells, can you conditionally format it so that?
Yeah, we can here. We could here with these. Yeah.
Right,
so if you told us that 3 and above was green and 2 to 3 was orange, we can here. We just can't.
Even if it's not necessarily changing the colour of the box, but changing the colour of the text would be fine.
I think we can do
green numbers.
Yeah, I think we can do either. Whatever looks pretty, I think we can do either. Yeah. So maybe trend lines.
I suppose the trouble with the trend line there, unless I clicked, if I got 20 contractors on site, you wouldn't have 20 trend lines unless they were all in one graph and all different colours. Otherwise, you would get
I think if you like, it might be on a big project, might be quite scrappy to start with, but if you then clicked on ABC, it would show just their trend line.
Okay,
you could potentially maybe.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Okay.
So you can see them one by one, but at least you'd kind of, even though it looks a bit like a spider's web, you would be able to go, "Oh, that green one's definitely going down." Well, for the last 2 weeks, it's gone down. You could click on that line, and then it would highlight you that was DEF, so you could do it either direction basically.
We can put your little green dragons on there, Kevin.
Green dragons.
Well, yeah, the dragons are green, aren't
Reds. I would
Green
not
and
red.
they? Well, we'll put some leaks on there for you.
At least okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Dave,
like,
can we not put a date on that? Can we put? Sorry, Kev, can we put? If that was a weekly, is that a weekly form, Kevin?
monthly.
Okay, so if that's a monthly form, can we just do a 6 month and a 12 month click on so they can then it would show the trends? Is that an option, James? No.
Yeah, they can have a date filter at the top. Like
Date filter, yeah.
I don't want to specify or ask you now, do you want 1 week, 6 weeks? Because Sod's Law, you say 6 weeks and it's 6.5 weeks that you want. So if we do a date filter, you can literally move it 1 extra day, that side of Christmas or whatever, and include that. So yeah, it's just more flexible. I probably envisage that this would be a scroll across. So by default, we show you from the start of time to today, and you just keep scrolling across to see week by week, but then you can narrow it down to just the last 6 months if that's what you wanted to look at.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, something.
So yeah, that's okay from my point of view. Yeah, I can relay that one as well. But yeah, I think I understand it. Obviously, your mock-ups helped a lot. Don't normally get a visual. Sometimes it's just bullet points, and it's hard to understand what people are thinking. But this gives us a good start for sure.
Pick your brain, seeing as you're the kind of main man when it comes to this stuff. If I wanted, we as Barry indicated earlier, so we're using MS Project at the moment for our project programs. Over the next kind of month or so, I'm going to start doing. I'm going to allocate costs and resources to that program. So can we upload those MS projects into what they call it back project? Progress reporting.
The new product that we haven't launched yet that I've not told you about is Progress Monitor.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things here. One, how long will Progress Monitoring take to come out? And two, is can we allocate costs to it? So can I put costs in my MS project and you produce a cash flow from it? An escrow.
No.
We won't do that, right?
Well, I'm not going to say no, because when I was talking to the development team last on this, it was something that was bandied about that if the project had a cost in the schedule, then a KPI could take a budget and the cost from the schedule.
Yeah. So in my MS project, each project's obviously made up as a number of taskbars, you know that. So I can allocate cost to that particular taskbar, and those costs can either be prorated at the beginning, can be upfront loaded, can be end loaded, or prorated across the line of that bar. MS Project will then automatically produce an S-curve for me based on the durations in that project, and then we can allocate the actual cost to that S-curve as well. If I had the ability to upload that into MS Project, and the reason I'm thinking of this is I'd like to have one dashboard, not series of different dashboards on different platforms. So if I could upload that MS Project program into Progress Monitoring, it could give me a dial to tell me whether I'm roughly on program or not, and maybe drill down into one level and tell me which bits are behind. But if I had costs allocated to it, could it demonstrate on the screen for me what the cash flow is? And when we put actual costs in, it would give me the actual cash flow compared against the budget. Is it that advanced yet?
Well, so definitely the first bit in terms of you put in the progress monitoring schedule, and then we'll try, you'll be able to basically fill in, yes, we've done this, we've done that, how complete you are. Like Barry says, I don't know how far we're going, especially in version 1. It might just be purely ticking off the progress side of things. But yeah, I don't see why not. I can't even tell you when version 1 will be complete. It's under development at the moment, but it's too far off as having anything that we can demonstrate or anything like that.
I thought, James, we set the project up in Castle Oak.
We did.
We did about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, that was in the Snag Art version. We basically learned lots of lessons, and schedules and everything have moved on a long way since what we did then. So we're trying to do a much better job with all those lessons that we learned from those, and basically do progress monitoring on steroids in our drive. So that's the bit we're developing at the moment.
I'm going to stick with MS Project then, and a couple of BI slides running off the back of it, I think.
Certainly for now, because I couldn't even tell you whether it's weeks or months, or it shouldn't be any longer than that, but I've got no idea. So on current projects, definitely the progress monitoring light that we're showing you, that would help monitor what you're expected to do. And then in the future, with the progress monitoring through your ASTA schedule, MS schedule, it will just mean, one of the bits it'll take out is that Google Sheet, that you're not having to transfer what your schedule's saying to a Google Sheet plan for us to monitor it. We can take your MS schedule straight from Microsoft Project. We can keep you updated, but yeah, it's a bit too premature to be thinking too much along those lines.
Kevin, give me 10 grand order. You'll be the first to get it in the UK. How's that?
I didn't catch up.
but unfortunately, it won't be any sooner than it's ready anyway.
Look, we got stuff to crack on with, but as I do, I'm trying to think 3-6 months ahead all the time, and that's ultimately where I want to get to.